All right, guys. So this is look. We are falling apart at the seams as a country. I really don't. I really don't think there's any counter argument to that. We are just. It's getting worse and worse by the day. Now, you guys know me. I'm not a civility humper or a decorum humper. You know, I actually think that in some instances, shedding the civility stuff and the decorum stuff could be good. It's more raw. It's more real. And so I respect it in one sense. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, what if you shed the civility and the decorum, but there is no truth at the core of it? It's just a bunch of idiots who are like bonobos punching each other in the face. And that's where we are. So here we have Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, Republican, who he's had a history of going back and forth with this union leader, Sean O'Brien. So O'Brien, I believe he's the head of the Teamsters, and previously they've sort of been jawing off back and forth at each other. I think we may have covered something that happened in a committee hearing before. And it got to the point where they were like accusing, like they were about to like fight each other straight up. Like this has previously happened. Well, now we have another committee hearing here, a Senate committee hearing. Bernie Sanders is the chair. And I'm not going to say anything else. Just look at the back and forth and look at what ends up happening. This is amazing.
Everybody knows this here. And the last time, him and I kind of had a back and forth. Appreciate your demeanor today. It's quite different. But after you left here, you got pretty excited about the keyboard. In fact, you tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said, greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. Sorry, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company myself. And my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Oh, no, sit down. Sit down.
Okay.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold
Chairman?
it. Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can't, no,
This is
I have the
what he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing. And God knows the American people have enough contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and bullies. And that's what-
I don't like you because you
Hold
just
it.
described yourself.
Hold it.
Wow. Homie literally got up from his chair like, you want to go, son? You want to go, bro? I'll fuck you up, dog. You're a little bitch. And the union guy's like, I'll go right now. I don't give a fuck. I will fuck you up. By the way, it is kind of funny, though, that, like, he stands up. Mark Wayne Mullen stands up. By the way, Mark Wayne. Weird-ass name. It's not Mark space Wayne. It's literally Mark Wayne is one word. Pick a first name. That's almost like his mom and dad were like disagreeing. They're like, fuck it, just put them together. Go with both. I want Wayne. No, I want Mark. Wayne, let's do Wayne Mark. No, let's go Mark Wayne. Okay, whatever. So anyway, this guy gets up like he's gonna go fight him. They're still like 35 feet apart from each other with multiple tables in between them. You want to go, bro? You want to go, bro? Bro, I'll go right now, bro. Say, no, you won't. No, you won't. It'll take you like a minute and a half to walk all the way around the desk, and he walks all the way around the desk, and there's like 78 people around you. Probably be some security that comes in and stops you before you do it. But he stands up, and then Bernie's like, oh, God. You guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. Here we are trying to get the American people higher wages, and you guys are fighting like you're in high school. At one point, he's like, you're a United States Senator. To which I would say to Bernie, like, yeah, but this just rips the mask off the idea that these people are any more special or better than any random schmuck. There's some plumber in Tuscaloosa right now who has more dignity and pride than any of these guys. But to be fair, I'm on the side of the union guy. I am. I actually like the fact, because for the longest time, what were unions like in this country? From Reagan and onward, it was like, I don't know, maybe could I please maybe have a little bit of a raise? And if you don't want to give me a raise, I can wait for it a little bit longer. So maybe you don't have to give it to me, but maybe if you'd like to, I would really appreciate it. That was unions for so long. And so now you have, this reemergence of the strong union leader, Sean Fain, Sean O'Brien. Apparently Sean is a good name with a lot of good people with that name. And they're not taking any shit anymore, man. And so what that guy said about Mark Wayne Mullen and his record as a businessman is totally true. That's totally accurate. And so now you're seeing, these are the old school union types. The old school, tough guy union bosses who don't take any shit. And That's what happened. So look, I also love how, do you understand how pathetic of a person you have to be if you are a U.S. senator and you're going into the archives to bring up 5 tweets this guy made at you months ago or years ago to say, hey, when you said this, I didn't even like it, bro. I didn't like it. That's some tough talk, bro. You want to go? You want to go? Like Bernie says, like, just get your shit together. Do you have any policy disagreements? You want to talk about unions? You want to talk about the PRO Act? You want to talk about wages? You want to talk about healthcare? Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? It's pathetic. It's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. And by the way, shout out to one of the TYT hosts. I think it was Anna. It came out and said, well, at least we know in some contexts, Bernie can still call for a ceasefire because he ain't doing it with Israel and Gaza. But here he was calling for a ceasefire pretty aggressively right away. So Bernie Sanders breaking up a potential hilarious old man fight. One of these guys, I don't know which one. I think it's the senator. One of them like trained MMA. So look, I have to say, even though I like the union guy better, if the senator is the one that trained MMA, I got my money on the senator. Because somebody who's trained to fight versus somebody who hasn't, it's not really close. It's like kind of going to be a blowout, you know? So anyway, either way, I like the senator a lot more. This is wild. And look, like I said at the beginning of this segment, this is like the end of civility and decorum, but not the positive side of it, the negative side of it. Where it's like really, this is what our country is becoming? Yes, this is what our country is becoming. Democrats and Republicans, the overwhelming majority of them in Washington, D.C., are currently supporting the slaughter of innocent civilians in Gaza happily, giving more money and more weapons to Israel as they do it. And internally, we're now at the point where it's like, we're about to have fistfights. And by the way, this wasn't the only story from yesterday where there was like physical altercation. Apparently, you had Kevin McCarthy elbowed somebody in the kidney, one of the 8 Republican congresspeople who voted against him and voted to oust him. There were reports that Kevin McCarthy elbowed homie in the kidney, and like a bunch of reporters saw it, and it became this big thing. So like multiple physical altercations in one day, that doesn't bode well for the future of this country, man. Not at all. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.